Hi, it's Rosie from RoseByNameCo. Welcome again to my channel. I do have another journal to show you, and I'm happy that you are back to see what else I have going on. This is one called Lilac. It is still in the purple theme, which I've been doing a series of 3 journals in purple. And this one does have 3 signatures with a 2-inch spine, and it does have the cover dressed in the ribbon, and the closure is a muslin ribbon, and it does have Tim Holtz hardware and some cheesecloth underneath that dictionary definition for lilacs. Everything is glued and sewn on, and it does have some ruffles on the top, all in different shades of purple. And I did leave the sewing tails on for those who like it. Otherwise, you can probably snip it off. And so it just inspires me to have, I guess, just journals after flowers. Flowers are always beautiful any time of the year, so lilacs are especially dear to me because I do love them. On the bottom as well, there is some fluff, and the tassel is from some twine and ribbons, and it does have a charm on it. It says Dream, and a couple of other smaller ones, and a dragonfly as well in that little bunch. I did keep it light on the tassel because it is a mini journal, and I don't think it needs too much. So it does have a ring that it's attached to, and inside is about 100 pages, a little over 100 pages, so it is quite thick with. So going inside the journal, we're just going to look at what we have inside there as far as all the inserts, and it does open up nicely with all the different pages, mostly sewn with a lot of ribbon and lace on the edges of pages and on the inside and the inserts as well. Lots of colors and lots of purple. So in the front, we do have, starting off with a pocket, and there is a journaling card. All the cards and tags and so on are backed with coffee dye paper, and a little muslin strip there as well in the binding part. And with this beautiful sparkly paper with a little bit of shine to it. This one does have a little butterfly there with some thin purple ribbon. An envelope here that I stamped up a little bit, and it has a postage stamp on it in the theme. And inside are some little things, of course, for you to write on. One with a little coffee cup there, and a little notebook in that petal style, petal notebook, which is what I call it, with the different sizes of pages inside. Not just when they fold up a little bit, it looks like petals from a flower. So that is in that first envelope. And we have a journaling card. With a beautiful picture of a bucket with a plant inside it. It just seemed to go perfectly with this color. And here's a little more ribbon on that page, and a photo of lilacs. I do have some of my own photos here as well. And it opens up with some writing paper in the back, and has a little purple tag on top. And I did find the definition for lilac, or pronunciation rather, so that I put that in the front there. This one has some stamping, and in the back as well, it opens up, a little flip up, and a little journaling card with this wool, I believe, but it's the stretchy, perfect color one for this. Stretches out, and I sewed it on the sides. This pretty paper there, and as well more lilac here. A tag. We have a tag here. It has my initials on it, so if you see my initials, that's from my photography. And another journaling card with some of my painting as well. So this one goes into this pocket that I stitched together from two different types of paper. And a little bit more of the lilac name and journaling card with a pretty fabric on the side of the picture. And here's Edith Holden page. It a beautiful flower. I don't know if I'm sure they call it something bell, but just in the shade of the purple and pink. And there is a little charm there as well, the key. There's a tiny key on the back of that Edith Holden page, and a little playing card perfectly with a lilac and a tag that I sprayed with some tracing paper or vellum pocket. Another stamp there in that beautiful color, and more flowers on this one with ribbons on the sides. This is a sticker of a butterfly that I colored in the colors that just went perfectly with the journal and some stamping. And this is the middle of the first signature with my signature beads inside. Just a little bit of pink and white. And then in the back we have more of that picture and some tabs on top and so on. And a little envelope in there. It's quite tiny, but maybe you can get something in there. It is empty at the moment, so you can fill it up with something. And here's a little notebook, and it has pockets in the front and back, and with some extra writing paper. So I do enjoy making these small things. And in the middle, we have some color paper that I inked up, and a little bit of stamping as well. And in the back is another little envelope with purple line paper. And then I stamped up those polka dots in the back as well. So that goes back in that tracing pocket, tracing paper. Back of the Edith Holden page. Very pretty. And more ribbon and another tag. It's just plain on this one, just to give it a little bit of a break from all the purple, because it is filled with lots of shades of purple. And a little note fold out. So it does have a lilac photo of mine in the front, and in the back is a fold-out paper. And here's sort of like a bookmark, also my little digi-kit, as I call it, something, a collage that I did on a computer, and that paper that I stitched up together. I believe it's partly fabric. And this one, some design paper there with flowers on it, and as well a fold out with another envelope that I stamped up for address in the front and in the back, and then some lined paper in the purple hue. That goes back in here. And just kind of paper clips with a purple paper clip on that side. And here we have some stamping and little beads on the lobster claw hook there, or safety pin. I do love those safety pins. They do hold a lot of things very well. So another little fold out with a purple flower that I used a punch for, and a little journaling tag where I colored it in purple. More of that flower and that little X pocket with a butterfly on it, and a little folder that has two tiny tags. Actually, one tag is sewn onto the other tag, and of course you can write on the front and the back pretty well, and the folder as well as you need it, if you need to title it or date it. So that's the end of the first signature, and on to the second signature. And in the background you see the pretty purple paper as well, which is from the scrapbook paper book. And we have purple measuring tape, a little bit of it anyways, on that folder, and the fabric from the cover on that tag as well, just to keep it continuous a little bit there. So that goes in that pocket with the tracing paper. And this one, it's just some stampings I did there on graph paper, and the marble paper that I have, I used it here as well. And that holds, well, it's a fold out, and then it holds a little notebook with my photo on it, and a fold out at the back as well. So just lots of extra paper for you to journal on. And I left a couple of pockets empty, but mostly it's all filled up with things. And this one, design paper, and the beautiful butterfly charm on the safety pin, and on top of the lined purple paper, purple everywhere, purple. And another little journaling tag with a part of a doily that I glued on, and the Edith Holden page with some purple flowers, and a little bit of envelope there as well, with more writing paper. Tiny, very tiny, if I can find. Oh, not in this one. No, actually this one is empty. I did leave that one for you to fill. And on the back here are two pockets. One is with a little tiny doily tag, and the other one with a little bit larger tag, a little bit more plain, but it does have some purple flowers on it. I did scrunch it up and coffee dye it and dried it and put it back in here. So lots of purple ribbons, and we are in the middle of the second signature with one of those Tim Holtz safety pins. Here's the back of that two pocket page with that journaling card with some shimmery paint on it, and as well as the petal notebook. Hopefully you're able to write in those notebooks. I haven't really tried myself. I should, and I will. Another tag with my photography on there, and just like a little collage of things on there, and another piece of paper. You just can't have too many of these little pieces of paper to pull out and either just to look at and enjoy. In the shimmery paper pocket as well. And the back of that page with some beads on it. That is, the beads are actually the little bow on the beads is held by that paper clip there on top, or clip. Another journaling tag with lots of ribbon, white ribbon on this page. And the page is a cardstock, and actually design paper on this one with a stamp on it. And the purple paper clip holds That one I glued on, that piece of paper I glued on, and this is a tag from my DigiKit that I stamped up, and I did scan it and then print it, and it looks quite well, quite nice in this journal. So I am enjoying lots of purple, as you can see, so anybody who's obsessed with purple will enjoy this journal as well. And of course it is sold, and so the lady who bought it will, I'm sure, enjoy it. And here's a journaling card with a beautiful picture of owls on a lilac background. A little notebook with vintage fabric I have in blues. It's all in blues, but I love the flowers on it, so I like using it. And some paper here as well, ledger paper with a pocket on the other side, and another little notebook with my photography. And actually it is a fold out in this one. Yes, yes. So anything with my initial, of course, is my photography. And on this one, I did use a lilac, a white lilac fabric that I have, and put it on a tag. And so that's the end of the second signature. So on this page, I did print up a poem about lilacs, how a mother loves lilacs, and actually this mother does too. So it is a befitting poem about the beautiful scents of lilacs. Of course, they're so beautiful in the springtime that I cannot wait for them to bloom. And here's a little piece of paper just for writing on, a little notepad with a flower on it as well, and a tag that's attached to it. And on this page, on the pocket itself, I did put in a ruffled spray painted material or fabric as well. So there's a little flip out and another flip out on top of the flip out, and a little notebook over here with this beautiful image from the Graphics Fairy, and a little bit of fabric on top, and a bead on the side, and some different papers, ledger and brown craft paper, and that sparkly paper there that I painted. So over here I also put another piece of fabric. So a lot of edges have, as I said, ribbon and some kind of fabric and so on. Here's another tag that just kind of gets clipped on here, but it is a pocket in there as well. So the tag just kind of flips over it, and I do like to put a paper clip on it just to keep it secure. And inside is a little folder, more images of lilacs, and a little folder that actually a little notebook that has the line paper and some stampings inside, and ribbon on top and bottom, and in the middle are little tiny tags, a couple of the regular ones, and a little butterfly with some rhinestones for a little sparkle on them, so a set on each side there. And that will just get clipped and put back in that pocket. The pocket is big enough you can add some more things to it. And there is that spray painted page, and just a little tennis racket. It looks like a charm that I attached on the sides there. And on the back of that, it's an envelope actually that I spray painted and stamped a little bit and put a tag inside it. There's a design paper. It's a flip out, another flip out on a flip out, and a little envelope with a flower on it, and just some more papers. I think this one also opens up, that's right. So opens up, and more writing space for you for lots of notes. So even though it's a junk journal and it includes all these inserts, many of them are ready for the writing that you might want to do. And we have another page here, the butterfly on it, and one of my photos that I made into a little digikit or digital page that I printed out. And the back is that little bit linen feel paper. It's very smooth. Very smooth. And a little bit more papers here. Just some attachments of regular paper and a ledger paper. So we are now in the third signature. And coming to about the middle of it. More spray painted. And more lilacs on that paper. And over here too, I did glue some papers as well on a lot of pages, so that you just have something different to write on besides all the purple. And this one is the other side of that envelope, and inside is a little notebook. That is a fabric cover of that notebook. And more ribbon on there, and a ledger paper, and the title of the journal, Lilac. And Edith Holden page with a tab on top. And on the bottom, so there's tabs all over on the top and the bottom and the middle and so on. And inside this pocket is another little notebook. So there's quite a few notebooks. You can't say you don't have enough space to write on. Lots and lots of notebooks and little inserts for you to write on. Okay, and the lined paper. Again, with a ribbon on top, and a nice postage stamp in the colors of purple. And over here, a butterfly charm that is on top of that ruffled fabric. A little bit of a tongue twister there. And a journaling card. And a little envelope I made out of a bigger envelope with an old letter in it. Just because I like old letters, I added this to it as well. And on the other side, on the last page there, we have this beautiful postcard, or it might have been a card that I cut out, of mother and daughter reading, and I did stamp it on the back a little bit, but the lilac colors are all over that picture. It's just so beautiful that I thought it's just befitting to be in this journal. Makes it, gives it a beautiful ending. And in that last pocket, it's a journaling card that I also punched a little bit, and I did put my name on there as well. I signed it, and so there you have it, the end of this journal, and it is going to its new owner, and I hope that she will love it and use it as much as she can, and maybe even share it with her daughter. I did enjoy making it very much. I love anything purple. I have for ever since I was young. I even had a purple bedroom once upon a time. So hopefully I will maybe one day even make another one, see if I have enough left over some of these inserts and so on, material to make more purple journals. So I appreciate you coming. Thank you very much. I hope you come back again sometimes. And I hope you have a great day. So take care. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.